Greetings, hello. This is Amy, and welcome to Lyons Plans. Let me start with, I tried to actually do a plan with me in this planner for the month of January for all the weeks, and like last week, and I don't know what happened, my camera didn't record, or I don't know. Anyway, so I didn't realize it, and kept working, and so I filled out all of my weeks for January. So I guess this is actually going to be more of like a flip through of the weeks, and I did time blocking in here so we can just like run through and talk about it. If you saw a previous video, I was working in my Hobonichi, and so this is the month, which was awesome and beautiful. I'm trying to use up a bunch of like character stickers, stuff like that, so I did that in here. And then, you know, last time my weeks, I was just struggling with it. This is the first year that I'm using a Hobonichi cousin, so this looks great. The weeks, I'm not giving up, but probably need to revisit that. So I kind of went back to my old faithful. I've been using Passion Planner for, I don't know, 2017, so a couple years. And so I kind of was like, you know what, I'm just going to go back to it. So this is actually different than the ones I normally use. Usually I use just like the Elite Black. This is a medium size. I just have a whole shelf full of them, you know, one for each year. I actually tried, and if you saw my 2021 video talking about the different planners I was using, I bought one, I put tabs on it, and I tried to use it as like a wellness type planner. Yeah, I did some food and some exercise, and then I just started like writing random stuff. And anyway, didn't work. I like the idea of a wellness planner, but I think I'm going to combine it in here. So I do have, this is an undated. This is from 2019. And I figured, well, I better use it because if you look at the beginning of these, I'll come back to this in a second, 2019, right? So if I wait too long, this calendar is not going to be available in here anymore. Plus, I love this purple, super cute and an awesome design, and I figured I better use it. Normally I use a dated, this is an undated, but you just fill in all your dates and stuff like that. Back to this. So actually in here, I'm gonna have to transfer this over. I actually filled it out already because I was gonna do a wellness journal, right? So, you know, I have all the different categories and timelines that I work. So I'm gonna transfer this to here so that way I can still use it and keep track of what I wanna do. Okay. So like I said, I already filled this out because I had planned ahead of time and my camera just didn't work. So I'm kind of just going to go through sort of just how to do, this is going to be like washi and pens and highlighters. I mean, I do have a couple stickers up here. This is a Chrissy Ann Designs. This is, I just picked like a book up at Michael's that had like different days on it, days of the week. This might have been like a Shine Sticker Studios or Once More with Love or one of those little sticker packs. I just have some notes down here, so I kind of like put tape over that. And this washi, I just randomly picked it up somewhere, not sure. Might have been a Michael's thing, might have been a D-stash. So I love this. I'm going to use this as my pointer. It's actually little tweezers, which is cool for stickers. So anyways, I have like different events that, you know, big events that are happening or happened, I guess, because January is over. You know, we came home from I live in San Diego. Our puppies got vaccinations, the Capitol building riots, that was crazy. I filmed my first YouTube video. So I put like big events or things that I want to remember that are happening on here. I also put bills. I have a completely separate bill binder, like planner, but since this is my like catch-all, I like to just put stuff in here also. So I have like the bills kind of listed at the bottom. If something's going on, like I have recycling kind of at the top. I have different, you know, paydays for things. So that's kind of what's in my monthly. It's sort of a big overview. Okay. And in the undated, if you can see, I actually hand wrote all of the numbers because in the undated, it's got a bunch of blank, like everything. There's actually 6 weeks. I'll show you a blank one. Oh, none of them are blank because I already filled out all the numbers. But there's actually 6 potential weeks in here because, you know, you have some weeks like, I think it's August this year. July. Right. Where you have the 1st and then you have the 31st. So you actually use all of the weeks. So I wrote the numbers in. And the way the undated works, if you aren't familiar with Passion Planner, is you have the months all in the front and then you have like a reflection. And then it goes to the next month, and then all the weeks are after that. So let's get to the weeks. All right, so the beginning of January. I used these, I just picked out some different like washi tapes. That was the one I used on the beginning. I just picked out some different washi tapes and I went through the different weeks. So each one of these, there's actually kind of 5 weeks in January, and they each have a different washi tape. And those are just random washi tapes, Daiso, Michaels, D-Stash. I use some mild liners that kind of coordinate the colors so you can see those. So this was the first week. We actually were out of town, and this is just pen and mild liners. So it's kind of like time blocking, which is, a lot of people are like, I don't know how to time block, or you know, I just put a bunch of stickers everywhere, or they cover the times, which those are all awesome ways to do it. I've done all of those things in the past. For this one, I think I'm just going to do time blocking. So I just kind of like, you know, did a square and just did the mild liner on the outside. Up here on the top is maybe an event or something specific, like we're on vacation, we drove home. Down here on the bottom, I'll just move this ribbon. I do, this is part of my wellness tracking, so breakfast, lunch, dinner. This one I have snacks, but continuing on after that, I actually put mood in here, steps and sleep. Over here is different to-do items. So I don't do, Passion Planner actually does like top priority, priority, and errands. I just kind of like put them all in little groups sort of, and that way I can check them off. It's actually a goal planner, but I don't know. I've used it a bunch of different ways since I've been using it for many different years, and so this is kind of speaking to me this year. So if we go to the second week, you can see it's a different washi tape, different color. My kids started intercession, so my daughters are in college and they're doing the winter class, which is only 4 weeks. It's pretty intense. You do a whole entire semester in just 4 weeks, but it's cool. No big deal. They did fine. It ended. They started new classes already. They're in spring and, you know, got good grades, so that's awesome. So again, up here is just different things that I might need to remember, like recycling, or Girl Scouts had a cookie rally, stuff like that. And these are all appointments. Obviously there was stuff that I did in between these times. I just haven't written them in here. And you might think like, okay, put away Christmas decorations. That's not really an appointment. Well, with my kids in college and they're super busy all the time, I was like, okay, Saturday at 1 o'clock, we're putting away the Christmas decorations. You know, we try to do it around the 6th, but obviously that's the next weekend. So, and our, we do family movie nights and stuff all the time. So we try to, you know, do a lot of family events together because COVID, you can't really go out anyways. So normally we would go out and do some sort of family activity. But this past year, we're doing a lot of family movie nights, and so that's kind of an appointment, and that way it's kind of nice to see like what we're watching, that sort of thing. And my husband and I, our date nights have become like Netflix or what have you, which is good. So the next week, different washi, right? Again, I just wrote the numbers in. More to-dos. So here you can see that I actually included the mood. And what I'm doing is I'm highlighting if like I eat out, and if I'm having not a positive mood, and if I'm walking under 1,000 steps, and if I fall asleep after midnight. So 1,000 steps doesn't sound like a lot, but that's kind of just where I'm at right now. Obviously my goal would be, I'd love to do 10,000 steps a day. Yeah, that's a goal. Goals are good. So if I do under 1,000, that means that, you know, I definitely should have been up moving more. And I just highlight it just to, you know, tell myself, hey, keep up with this, do something better. And going to sleep after midnight, also, like you can see, I was tired here. Well, I wonder why. Look how late I was going to bed. So something maybe was going on. Over here, I highlighted if it's something either I started and didn't finish or just never even started. So let's see. Oh, started. This was my very first YouTube video. Totally new at doing these YouTube video things. They're really fun, but I'm still trying to figure out how to do editing, and everyone has all these really cool like opening, pictures and music, and I'll figure it out eventually. Family movie night. We're watching this TV show on PBS, and it's like about a vet, like back in the 1940s or whatever. I guess it's based off a book, All Creatures Great and Small. It's super cute. It's fun. So what I wanted to point out about this spread is, say you have 2 different appointments at the same time. You're like, well, how do I do that if I'm time blocking? So here's one example. You can do this where you split it in half, and you have half on one side and half on the other. So I had a Girl Scout meeting, and then my daughter had karate. So I just split it. Or like on this day, she has it, but it's in between, it's like during another event that's going on. So I just put a smaller box inside her karate that day. And then my Girl Scout training was like, oh God, it was 3 hours that day. It was so long. Anyway, but so that's another way you can do that. So those are pretty good ideas. There's a bunch of other ways. I know people do different colors depending on if it's for different people in their house or if it's for different subjects like work or home or, events or what have you. So just some different ideas on how to do that. So this week, again, I was going with a blue teal type color. So now we're kind of moving on to the greens. What I wanted to point out in this setup is the fact that, if you plan things like my kid had karate scheduled, or our puppies, they have a bunch of classes they take, and, it rained. So it got canceled. So I just crossed it out. Like, okay, granted here I used whiteout, but that's just because I misspelled it. But don't be afraid to cross stuff out in your planner. It's your planner. You're using it. It's no big deal. Over here, yes, there's one appointment here at 9:30, but I drive 2 hours to get to the orthodontist. Like, don't ask. We go to the orthodontist where we used to live, which is in a totally different city, 2 hours away, because dentists just more comfortable with that one that my daughter's been going to since they were like 8 years old. So we've stayed there. So yeah, it's a 2-hour drive one way, and then the appointment, and then a 2-hour drive. Why do I write the driving? Because that's a big chunk of time. So anyway, just, and I may come back later on and fill stuff in here, because I actually, like I showed you in this one, I got to the point where I was just writing everything I'm doing. So I know what I did. I could just write it in here. And I might do that. I'm not sure yet. So you can see there's a couple items that I didn't finish or that started. Here we ate out a lot, but honestly, the day that we go to the orthodontist, we're eating out because we grab breakfast, we eat out up there. Like, it's a whole day. So anyway, looks like my walking was good. Oh yeah, on Saturday, I walked a lot of steps. We did Girl Scout cookie delivery. So that was a very busy day. Okay, and then the last week of the month, so this is to the 31st. The 31st, this is actually a Monday through Sunday planner. Passion Planner also does Sunday through Saturday planners. I like the Monday ones. The Monday starts better just because I feel like, my weekend is together. I don't know. I like that. So another thing that I'll do sometimes is, say, for example, my daughter has an appointment here, or I had a work meeting, and it's not that we just didn't go, like this one, she just didn't go, but it got moved to a different day. So I just put a little arrow. I crossed it off because I didn't do it, but I just put a little arrow. It got moved. So here was her appointment, moved over to this day. Still there. It looks neat. You can still see what it was. No big deal. This was me trying to film this video, and then me trying to film it again. I even wrote attempt in there. I don't know what was going on with my camera. I'm going to have to figure it out, but hopefully this one works. Well, it is working because I posted it. So yeah, the puppy one of the puppies had like an ear infection. So, he went on meds. So I'm keeping track of all his medication. Final exams this weekend. The girls did great. And, finishing budgeting. I have a budgeting planner, but I also do budgeting on YNAB, which is awesome. I think I can probably get a link or something. And I think you get a couple free months. I'm not sure. Anyway, so I love using YNAB. It's great. And some more to-dos. Here again is my breakfast, lunch, dinner, mood, steps, and sleeping. Looks like I did okay this week, or I should say last week. Nothing falling asleep after midnight. So that's it. Just kind of wanted to show you a real quick flip through of my week since they already got filled out. And again, it's just washi, and I just use those washi tapes, and then I just use these micron pens. And when I had to use some whiteout, here's a jelly roll, or the Tombow. And then to cut my washi, I just take a little ruler. I don't have one of those slice tools. I have like a fake slice tool, so it still has the little what is this, like ceramic tip, and so you can still use it to cut stuff. But yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, I will maybe try to actually do an actual plan with me. I know I already started this week's, so because I'm just working through it already. And I will try to get this updated, and then I'll post another video next week, or maybe if I get motivated a little earlier than that. Okay, so thanks for watching. Bye.